don't do that. That's the sad part.
I might just has to add with what Arjun's saying is that we produce the largest number of films in the world. If we want that better writing and for them to be paid, I don't see why. And it's more of a policy thing that I'd like to see change. And I think we're in the right forum to bring it up. It's just to say film education. Why don't we have film studies in colleges and schools more than it is at the moment, or creative writing? And I think it starts off over there. And where our mythology, our history is so rich in stories, why can't we then get it to adapt to current times and then translate on the screen? So just better education in creative writing.
On a side note, just when I wanted to be a director at one point in time, so I had met a few writers. Because I could always talk, but I could never write. I articulated, but I could never write. But the writers that I met, it just made me realize that they don't have that burning desire in them. You know, and this I'm talking about 8-10 years back. They were all despondent about the fact that लोग हमारी script ले लेते हैं, उसमें से 2 scene उठा लेंगे, use कर लेंगे. We don't get credit for it. Even if we get credit, then we don't get money for it. They give us credit, they won't give us money. I mean, writing is essentially what defines a film. So when I saw that from that age, and I realized that has to change. The moment that changes, you will see a qualitative change, not a quantitative change. Because scripts तो सब लिखते हैं, पर वो quality की scripts नहीं लिखते. वरना हम सब बहुत सारी पिक्चरों को हाँ बोलना शुरू कर देते. I mean, I've struggled for a year and a half to find that correct script to say yes to. So therefore, there is a deficiency in the writing forum in our country.
It's something Vishal Bhardwaj actually told me as well. He said that the problem is we neither respect writers nor we compensate them enough, and as a result, no one is aspiring to be a writer anymore. Even if you are a writer, most writers want to become directors. No one is aspiring to be just writers anymore because we don't respect them, neither do we compensate.
I think writers are the most vulnerable one. IP has to be fixed first, I think intellectual property rights. Apart from that, there has to be parity with all the artists. I always felt that, the actors are over-pampered, and I always thought that, content is the king. And writers and directors, they are providing the content for sure. But apart from that, the silver lining is that, this is the best era of Indian cinema. As I've always said, this is the golden era of Indian cinema. Everybody is getting a chance. It's more democratic. In yesteryears, struggling actors used to stand outside studios. All the studios were like fortresses. Now, the casting has become so streamlined. They're casting directors. If you're talented, go there, audition, you'll get the part. All the casting directors take the part, yes. So I think this is the golden era of Indian cinema. It's operating beyond nepotism. It's open to all. I think the talent will survive for sure this time around.
I think the only change that I would like in the next 5 years is that let the film be the way it is. Don't put any rules and regulations. Don't cut things. As an audience, I want to see what the director has made. I want to see what the writer has made. And I feel only the writer, the director or the producer should have the right to change their film in any way they want. Because as an audience, it's not fair for me. Like, if I want to see certain type of films or I want to see certain scenes or whatever I want to see, it's my choice. I'm paying that money to go watch that film. So the only thing I would like is that, I hope our rules and our regulations and whatever the law is, I'm not aware of it, but I just hope that sort of comes into control and we get enough freedom to make what we want.
She's of course dangerously teetering towards the theme of censorship, which is a whole different conversation.
I don't intend to do that.
And now we leave the podium to Rajiv.
One thing what he was talking about, actors can make money out of other avenues. Directors can sign many films and work on them. Musicians, lyricists, they can do more. A writer, when he writes a film, has to spend a lot of time on it. It might get made, might not get made. So a writer's job is actually the least paid right now in terms of the amount of effort he puts in over a period of time. And a script can take a year, 2 years, 3 years. Honestly, I know for a fact that some people end up taking a year to write a script. So that I would really like to see some kind of demarcation where you say there has to be a minimum wage almost structured for if you're signing a contract with a company who's a producer, then you pay an X amount of money minimum starting to a writer regardless of his experience.
Do we have writers in the audience? Yay!
अच्छी script ले आओ यार.
Well, let's hope then that at least the 4 of you are in the position to have your voice heard, and hopefully you will make your voice heard and maybe in your own little way.
Unless they edit things out, as she was saying.
Okay, we can open this out. The gentleman in the second.
आप stage पे ही आ जाइए नहीं
Yeah,
मतलब
no, of course. We'll come to you. We'll come to you. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question with Ayushmann and Arjun. Ayushmann and Arjun.
Yes.
Yeah, both of you spoke about good script. We are always in need of good script. Often, writer, director, it's very difficult for them to reach you people with a good script because there are so many doors to reach you. So, and often good scripts are not able to reach you. I'm talking about budding director or director who have done only 1 or 2 films.
You're absolutely right. That sometimes good scripts don't reach you. And I also think that the setup is also important in a way. The film before Dab Laga Ke Aisha Hawai Zada, it was the first time director, first time producer. On paper, it was brilliant, but did not do well. So the setup has to be important. So we have to be slightly selfish also at the same time. I've learned from my mistakes, of course. So I won't lie that it's quite sad that the good scripts don't reach out to you. But I think even you have to just maneuver your scripts in the right direction so that both of us we meet in a common plane. But that's very important, I guess.
Yeah, he is essentially right in the sense I would like to believe as an actor I need some kind of safety net even when I'm taking a risk. So when I do a film like Aurangzeb, which was a soundless drama / thriller, which was unconventional, I knew there was a producer like Yash Raj Films doing it. It might have not done well as regardless, but I knew I can afford to take that chance. As my second film I did it. It didn't work. It is unfortunate because I feel it was a very underrated film at that time. It didn't get its due. It was very, very unique. It was something that got me excited. But if that came from an outside producer at that point, I would still be very wary because I was still starting out. So it's timing, it's about you. There are a lot of scripts that I heard when I was starting out, which I couldn't take a chance at that point. You also need to have a foundation. Today I can take a risk. So I did a Finding Fanny also. For example, there are films that get made when an actor believes in it, they get stuck after that. So then if a film doesn't release, ना producer कुछ कर पाएगा, ना director कर पाएगा, तो एक अच्छी script बस रह जाएगी. So the balance, like Ayushmann said, has to come together. That is why the cockroach coming in should be concentrating on setting up a foundation where these films get released. Queen took a year, Dancing Doga took a year and a half. It was like Filmistan was UTV finally released it, and these are all very good films that have got value from the audience, but it's taken so long. So that balance has to come in soon. That's what we were talking about essentially.
If Aankho Dekhi had a bigger producer, it would have released in at least 600 screens. It would have been a profitable venture. Such a beautiful film. Of course. But still, even for Dab Laga Ke Aisha, I guess if it was somebody who's not from one of the biggest producers in the country, it would have got that 768 odd screens also. So we need to take a lot of things in consideration.
Okay, Siraj in the front row.
My name is Siraj Sayyed. I'm a film critic. Bhumi, Arjun, Ayushmann and Tahir, which is the one classic film that you would like to see remade with you in it?
You're good at casting. Why don't you cast all 3 of us in some remake that I would like?
Your favorite film from the 60s?
I really believe that I do not really endorse remakes in a way. But anyway, I think I would love to portray Sharukh's character in Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na.
Great.
And or Amir's character in Jo Jeeta Waisi Karte.
Tahir?
I think Sharukh Khan and Bazigar.
Okay, great. Arjun?
I endorse remakes. My last one was a remake.
Mr. India?
चलिए सर आप बना दीजिए फिर से.
नहीं कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर नहीं है. Your favorite?
Yeah, I've been an ardent admirer of Anil Chaudhary, so something from his throwback years I would definitely love to pick up and see what we can do.
Okay.
Mr. India would be the closest, I guess.
Right.
For me, again, I'm a very, very big Rani Mukherjee fan, so I guess Black. That film I was amazed at the performance. I don't think anybody can do it again, but if given a chance, definitely.
Thank
For
you.
sure.
I love how this panel is just a product of 80s and 90s and no one's going beyond so before he said classic films and
You know, honestly, if the question was slightly more open, in the sense what films you saw that you wish you were a part of, it's easier to answer. But when you talk about remakes, it's about your childhood memories mostly, they come back.
Okay, Ram or Sham?